points of access would fill a point.
Joey, you have to improve access to your digital world.
In our previous lesson, when we were looking at Omnipage, we were making a choice of what version of the file we were going to save. And so I'm now in the true page look of the file, the first chapter, and I'm going to show you why it's not accessible for someone who's using a screen reader. If you notice right here, it says section break, and then there's a title here, and I'm going to put my cursor at that section break, and I'm going to press the down arrow, and it completely skips the title. It comes down here to the next section break, and it does it again. So what would happen with a screen reader is that the screen reader is not going to be able to read that text, and I'll show you why. When I click on this section, it has a line here. I'm going to enlarge this a bit so you can see it. There's a little dotted line here, and so that text is actually in a text box. And so each of the pages, to keep its form and shape to look like the original book, has been converted using the true page look to have these boxes, and that's what keeps it looking good. But that does nothing for someone who's blind. We're now back in Omnipage, and we're going to open that file again, the chapter 1 of the sample book, and instead of saving it off as a true page, we're going to save it off as a formatted text, and then I'm going to show you how to mark that up for someone who's blind so that they have access to the file completely, and give you some tips. So I'm going to click automatic. I'm going to skip all the proofreading, and then I'm going to go save to and change this from flowing page to formatted text, and leaving it in Word is fine. Then I'm going to call it the same as before, but put a number 2. And so now I'm going to close out Omnipage. And then I'm going to open up the Word file. So now when I use my arrow key and I can scroll right down through the text, that means that someone with a screen reader is going to be able to read that. Another part of working with a text is to add headings and structure back to the book so that something that's long can be navigated easily with someone for someone who's using a screen reader. So I'm going to highlight this and make this a heading level 1. Now it's going to reposition everything, and if I want to keep it centered, which it doesn't really matter, but I could just click again and it's still a heading level 1. Now what I would do for every page number is I would make this a level heading level number 2, so that someone is going through the book could find the page numbers easily. And if you really want to benefit them, you type page in front of it like that. And so you could do this. Since this document really doesn't have any internal headings and so forth, I would continue to do this throughout the book. I will scroll down a little bit, and notice here's another section 2, and I could also make this a heading level 1 if I wanted. And again, make this a heading level 2. As long as there's some kind of structure with the headings, it would make it easier for someone who's blind to do the navigation of the book.